Hello, students. Today we are going to do the next chapter from our book Moments, that is, A House is Not a Home. The story is based on the theme of adjustment issues encountered by teenagers. Routine problems of life appear grievous and difficult to children in their growing years. They fail to acknowledge the little blessings offered by life and focus on the small missing things. It takes some time, but love and support from people around them rebuild their faith in the goodness of life. When a student goes to a new school, some problems crop up. He needs time to adjust to the new situation. Further, when a boy faces a situation where his house is burned down, it leads him to feel depressed and rejected. Let's know more about the author. Zan is an author based in California. She has contributed stories to and edited the famous Chicken Soup for the Soul book series. These books consist of short stories that seek to comfort and inspire readers. Let's know about the characters of the chapter. Zen. Zan is a teenager who is struggling with the changes in his life. He feels awkward, strange, isolated, and embarrassed like any other teenager. Little matters gain massive proportion for him. However, he is very alert as he notices the fire as soon as it begins and he rushes out to call the firefighters. He is also very attached to his mother. He tries to follow her when she goes back into the burning house to recover his father's photos and letters, the memories of his father. He knows that his action is illogical, but he loves her too much to worry even his own safety. He runs over and hugs her when the fireman rescues her. The thought of losing her blurs the times when he hated her or argued with her. He obeys her even when he finds it difficult. And then Zan is a little reluctant in taking the initiative but is otherwise a friendly boy. He welcomes the hand of friendship extended to him and happily accepts new friends at his new school. He has values of gratitude and thankfulness for the little gifts bestowed upon by God. Overall, Zan is like an adorable teenager who needs a little love and concern to get back his smile. Zan's mother. Zan's mother is a brave woman who faces life with grit. Her husband died when her only son was very young. Still, she took upon herself the responsibility to raise him single handedly. She heroically retrieves the photos and letters of her husband when fire engulfs their house. Her attempt to save the only memories of her late husband arouses admiration for her son as well as the readers. She is a responsible parent who can be firm if need be. She knows that going back to school would normalize things for Zan, therefore, she compels him to go to school, and even Zan does not resist this decision because he knows that she is his well wisher. The manner in which she quickly starts the process of resettling by renting an apartment shows that she doesn't get deterred by challenges. Overall, she is an admirable woman of love, compassion, self respect, and grit. Let's discuss the summary of the chapter. The narrator's first year at the high school was most painful. He had become a freshman at the new school. It was twice as big as his old school. What was worse, all his closest friends had joined a different school. He also missed his old teachers. He went to see them. They advised him to take part in school activities. In plain words, the narrator was told to adjust himself to the change. One Sunday afternoon, he was doing his homework at the dining room table. It was a cold and windy day. His red cat was lying on top of his papers and occasionally attacked his pen playfully. Suddenly, he smelled something strange. Then he noticed smoke coming in through the joints in the ceiling. The house was on fire. All ran outside. The narrator sent a call to the fire department while her mother ran back into the house twice. First, she carried a metal box containing important papers. Next, she ran back to get the pictures and letters of the father. The narrator was about to run after, but he was held back by a fireman. The firefighters had already run into the house. They rescued the mother, took her over to the truck, and put her on oxygen. She had inhaled smoke. The house was burning, and there was nothing the narrator could do about it. Fire was put out finally 5 hours later. Then the narrator suddenly thought of his cat. She was nowhere to be found. He broke down in tears and cried. He had suffered on three fronts. He was not quite at ease in his new school. His house was burned to ashes, and his cat was also lost. He, along with his mother, went to grandparents' house to spend the night. The next day, he went to school. He was wearing the church dress. His shoes, his homework, and his bag all were consumed by fire. He had no books and no backpack. It was too much to bear. He didn't want to grow up and live such a miserable life. He just wanted to die. All the security of his old school, his friends, his house, and his cat was taken away from him. After school, that day, he went back to his old house. Whatever had not burnt was destroyed by water. He missed his dear cat the most. He had to begin life anew. But he had no credit card, no cash, and no identification proof to withdraw money from the bank. He borrowed money from his grandparents. The rubble of his house was cleared off. That week, the bad news of his misfortune spread quickly even in school. The students and the teachers joined hands to help him out. The next day, as he was getting ready for the gym class, his schoolmates pushed him into the gym. On a big table were placed all kinds of things for him, clothes and notebooks. It was like Christmas. He made so many new friends. He got several invitations. He finally breathed a sigh of relief. A month later, he was watching his new house under construction. He had his new friends from school for company's sake. While he sat there, a woman walked up to him holding a cat. He cried with joy. The cat had, in fact, run over a mile away. Her collar had his phone number on it, but the phone had been destroyed. That friendly woman took the cat in and worked hard to find out the cat's owner. With the recovery of the cat, all the feelings of loss and tragedy were gone. He felt really grateful for his life and his new friends, and the kindly woman and the recovery of his cat. He became normal as ever before. Let's discuss the title of the chapter. The word house denotes a structure made of concrete material, while the word home connotes a place where love and concern bind the people inhabiting a place. A house is not a home is an appropriate title because Zen did not lose his home when he lost his house. Zen took to heart the burning down of his house and the things like his backpack, his shoes, and other belongings. When he received love, support, and concern from everyone around him, he realized that the emotion which was present in his house had grown even stronger after the fire tragedy. He had lost the house, but the home was still there, stronger than before. Hence, the title aptly conveys the main idea that material losses can be recovered, but they cannot cause the loss of genuine emotions. What does this chapter tell us? All of us love our home. The happiness and the warmth it provides make us happy. But when a serious incident happens, it throws everything out of order and we feel very sad. This lesson gives us out the message that a happy home is essential for us. Further, it gives a message that people come forward to help us in times of difficulty. They help us to put back our life in order. The boy in the story gets help from his schoolmates who provide him with everything. Further, a lady who lives nearby helps him to get back his cat, which he loves really very much. So, we should retain our faith in others. We should also be courageous to face the difficulties we face in life. I hope you have understood the chapter well. Thanks for watching.